Thank you for being here this morning. Obviously, we had an incident involving an officer being shot. At this time, I'll read the press release and then take questions. Please note that this is an open and active investigation, and there are a lot of details that we are combing through. But I want this community to know that we're going to pour every resource into finding and apprehending the people responsible for committing this crime. I want you to hear me clearly. Turn yourself in. We will find you. We will not rest. We will not sleep. We will not pause until we find you and bring you to justice. So make it safer for everybody and turn yourself in. Today, September 25th, at approximately 2:30 a.m., officers with the Tallahassee Police Department responded to what was originally reported as a residential burglary in the 2300 block of Sandpiper Street involving multiple armed suspects. Through the ongoing investigation, it was determined that responding officers interrupted a targeted drug-related home invasion robbery that was going on as they responded. A suspect matching the description of the 911 call was observed by officers fleeing the scene. The officers gave chase and gave verbal commands for the suspect to stop, which he refused to do. During the foot pursuit, another involved suspect emerged from the residence and began firing at the officer. The round struck one of the officers, and they immediately returned fire. The injured officer was transported to a local hospital with serious injuries and taken immediately into surgery. At this time, the officer is in stable condition. Due to the nature of the incident, TPD's Tactical Apprehension and Control Team responded to the scene. TAC and other responding units worked diligently to ensure the safety of residents in the area. All three suspects are still currently at large, and efforts remain ongoing to locate and apprehend them. TPD remains committed to conduct a thorough investigation into the events leading up and resulting from this shooting. Per TPD policy, all officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave while this investigation is underway. This remains an open and active investigation, and updates will be provided as more information becomes available. For anyone in the community who knows something about this incident, who saw something, or may have cameras, which you can check for us and see if you saw anything or the cameras captured anything, a reward has been offered for $10,000 for information leading to the apprehension and conviction of these criminals. Before I open the floor for questions, I want to thank EMS. I want to thank the medical staff, the doctors and nurses for their tremendous work and efforts in ensuring that the news that we are providing this morning was not worse. I also want to thank every single agency that has reached out, have committed resources, as well as their thoughts and prayers. It just speaks to the partnerships we have through our law enforcement community. I want to also thank our community for their continued support for the Tallahassee Police Department. And most importantly, I want to thank our officers for the incredible work that you do each and every day, for putting on this uniform knowing that exactly this type of event could be what you face when you go to work. I want to thank your families for also knowing that. And yet, every single day, they still answer the call. I want to ensure our community once again that every law enforcement agency is working to find and arrest the individuals involved in this incident. At this point, I'll open the floor for questions.
Available of any of the suspects at this point?
Right now, what we know is that we have 3 black male suspects. One was wearing a black hoodie Another was wearing a white t-shirt and jeans. That white t-shirt was left on scene. We know that clothing is changed readily, but that's all we have at this point.
Is it fair to say, like, to use the wording manhunt in this sense, in terms of like?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
The officer that was shot, can you verify they were male or female?
We're not really seeing any information on the officer that was shot.
That's fine. Could you clarify the address of the incident once more?
It's in the 2300 block of Sandpiper.
Now, I know with the Tom Brown situation earlier this year, it was considered an ambush situation. Do
Right.
you guys feel this is similar in that as well, or was it just by chance?
No, this is absolutely an ambush. This is absolutely a cowardly act. And absolutely, we will not tolerate this in our city. We will not have this in our city. And I assure you, we will find them and we will bring them to justice.
Can you also speak to the effort and the training too of the officers to be able to respond in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, once again, our officers do and did an incredible job. The officers that were immediately there, the officer themselves began treating themselves immediately. The officers that responded also provided care for the officer and were able to get them into an ambulance very quickly and get them to the hospital, which is probably why they're in stable condition now. They acted heroically in not only responding to the medical needs of their fellow officer, but also making sure that everybody in that community was safe and making sure that the residents knew why we were there, what we were doing as quickly as we could, and then making sure the area itself was safe.
And roughly how many officers would you say are on leave now that were involved? Or are you able to give that information?
I couldn't give you a number. I'd be guessing,
Okay.
but more than a handful.
Would you say that the area is safe, or should residents in the area of the incident should be on guard, or what would you say to them?
I certainly want, as always, our community to be vigilant. And I certainly want that community to be vigilant. Look for people that normally would not be in your neighborhood. Look for people that may fit these descriptions. Look for people that are hanging out together in these areas. So if you're suspicious of it at all, call us and let us come check it out. Don't think, that's probably nothing, I'm probably being paranoid. Call us. Let us come check it out. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.